Hey everyone, Dallas here at Camosun Sheet Metal. I've done this video like 5 times now, so yeah. Anyway, so here's what we're gonna do. Last video I showed you how to turn the machine on safely, told you how to calibrate the back gauge, showed you how to calibrate the RAM. The next step is putting in some tooling. So I got a punch and I got a die in there. Over here I have my pieces for my next video, and that's gonna be how to bend a simple 90. Okay, so I have some 16 gauge cold rolled mild steel. I've selected a bottom die. That's 8 times the material thickness when it comes to the opening of the bottom die. So there's a 1/2 inch opening. And I've selected a gooseneck punch. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna use the machine in what we call jog mode. We'll get into kind of the deep dark voodoo of the machine in a more advanced video. But for setting our tooling, we're gonna use jog today, okay? So other things, if we look at our interface here, I've selected a program 00. You can have up to 99 saved programs in here. It's pretty cool, but we're gonna use 00 today, okay? So you can see right here, I've selected 20 tons. It takes about 10 or 15 tons to actually move the RAM. So I've selected 20 tons because when we set this tooling, or seat the tooling, you'll see that operation in a second, we need to coin the punch into the die, okay? And if we're at 20 tons, we're well within the capacity of the tooling. We're not gonna have catastrophic tool failure, so we can coin safely, okay? So pretty simple. What I've done here is I've set, and now in another video, I'll show you how to set all these parameters and what they're for, but just for the tool setting, we're at 20 tons. I've changed the BND, that's bend. I've changed it to 9. All that means is like the greater that number, the like further down the RAM's gonna descend. But like I said, we'll get into that stuff in a later video. I'm trying to keep these videos about 5 minutes, okay? Short and sweet. All right, so 2 different types of ways the punches go in. All right, we have punches like the one I have in there, like this, okay? And if you look at the side that actually goes into the machine, it's just straight, okay? If we look at a punch like I have over here, we're gonna see it looks a little bit different. I'm gonna put them side by side. Okay, this one looks a bit different. It has this little tooth, it's got a tang, okay? And that little tooth actually fits in a groove right there on the clamp of the machine. So when I put my punch in, you can see the tooling, like it kind of leans a bit, but it doesn't fall out. Where these ones, they do, because it doesn't have the tang. If I were to just loosen those right now with the gap between the punch and the die, they would just fall out and probably hit the floor. Okay, so keep in mind, like always have a look at that. Advantages, disadvantages. This, I can actually flip it around the other way and put it in the press, which is pretty cool, where this one I can't, right? It's gonna fit in that way, but if I flip it around, there isn't a slot machined on the other side, you know what I mean? Okay, cool. So, because these ones here, you can't really see it, these don't have the tang on them. Like I said, if I were to loosen this off, it would fall down into here and probably out of the machine. I gotta lower that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the machine on. Okay, I'm gonna go to my down pedal. And I'm gonna just slowly bring this down. Okay, until I have about a 1/16th, and you can use a piece of sheet metal, have about a 1/16th on the diagonal. See, I can fit my piece in there. That's gonna give me a gap on the bottom. Sorry about the camera. It's gonna be a little bit of a gap on the bottom of the punch. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is lose my wrench. There it is, haha, right where I left it. So let's say I wanted to take some tooling out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my wrench, okay, it's just an Allen key with a bar on it, and I'm gonna loosen this off. Okay, and when I do that, watch, see how that dropped down? Okay, so now that's loose. Notice I'm not putting my hands in there. Good practice to load and unload the tooling. Let's push this all the way down off of the end of the press. So I'm gonna move that down to here. come around, pull my tooling out, right out the end, okay? So there's my tooling. So let's say I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put some tooling in. Hey, I got one right here, cool. So let's put this back in the machine, just like that, okay? I'm gonna push that down. This will never travel down far enough to crush my hand. So I'm gonna grab the bottom, bring that over to where I was, right about there. Grab my wrench, Allen wrench, there we go. And I'm gonna tighten this up. Okay, I'm gonna snug it. So there's snug, give it one of those. All right, that's it, like that's manufacturer specs. It's crazy. This one here, bring it over, snug, one of those. One ugga jugga, if you will. All right. Okay, cool. So I'm not ready yet, okay? And the reason is the tool's not set. That punch isn't set. Remember when I loosened it, it dropped down? Okay, so right now, this punch here, you see there's a gap between the bottom of the punch and the inside of the die? Right now, this one's sitting right down in the valley. I'll prove it to you. Let's grab that 16 gauge. Remember, I can get that in there, right? That fits. This one, it doesn't. This one I can't get in there. So right now, if we look, there's actually a gap right there. You see that gap? You see that light coming through? Whereas this one, sorry, excuse me, camera, this one there isn't. So that's where this coining is gonna come into play, all right? So, back to the pedal, gonna press down, and we'll see, look at the top of the gap there. Yeah, what's set? Down limit light's flashing. That's indicating it will not travel down anymore. I am indeed coining right now. I'm coining the tooling. And if I press up, my punch is set. Limit light's not flashing. Now I'm ready to start setting up the machine to do some bends. So that's how you set your tooling, okay? If I missed something, I'm sorry. I've done this video like 5 times, so yeah. Hope you enjoy.